So today we're here at the EKKA National Karate Championships in Ipswich, and joining me is Grandmaster Billy Brennan, 8th Dan, who's one of the co-organisers of the event. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Great.
And not only are you the senior referee of today, but you're also a world referee, aren't you? Tell us about your ranking within the world system.
Yes, I'm a WKF, World Karate Federation referee for Kumite, and also a qualified for kata judge. So that gives me opportunity to get involved in world finals for both of those disciplines.
That's absolutely fantastic. So today, bringing a little bit back down to earth?
Well, everything is about grassroots karate or grassroots sport. And I think it's really important that regardless of whatever level you reach, that you mustn't forget that without the enthusiasm for the sport right at grassroots level, then nothing's going to be achieved at all.
You're absolutely right, and in fact I think it's tremendous, because obviously Ipswich, EKKA, it's my own stomping ground as I came up through the ranks, so I think it is tremendous to see that it's still well supported, and there's been some great action today, hasn't there? It's
been absolutely fantastic. I mean, over the years we have, in this championship, we have seen Wayne Otto, who of course was 9 times world champion, and Tarisha Duggan, Junior Lefebvre. I mean, the list is endless of world medalists. EKKA has produced world medalists, world, Commonwealth, European, British, English champions, but they all come out of grassroots karate, and that's what this is really all about.
Yeah, it is, and it's well supported, lovely to see, and I'm particularly excited that there was a lot of flag use today, which is nice to see.
Well, what we like to do, of course, is there are 2 systems that are in operation for us here. One is the mirror system, which is basically where you have a referee and 1 judge, and the other is to have a flag system. And the flag system is where you have more people, more brains that are computing and deciding on what the outcome of the matches should be. And of course there is an absolute criteria that has to be met to make sure that points can be scored or penalties given. Yeah, and within that we must actually say well done to all of the judges and officials who do come to events up and down the country every weekend giving their time. Without them it just wouldn't happen, would it? No, it's quite clear. I mean, unlike many professional sports, and to be fair, there are professional elements of martial arts, and that's absolutely wonderful, but all of them depend on people's goodwill. Volunteers are so important. They are volunteers who not only just coming along at no expense paid to them, but also who pay considerably to learn those skills. Indeed. And to be prepared to actually get out there, be criticised, because often if there are 2 competitors, one's in favour and the other isn't. Always so it's always very difficult. And it's without them, let's face it, without them, the children, that we saw some spectacular kids today, and they wouldn't get an opportunity at all. No, of course, and the other important ingredient to this is the mums and dads or the guardians who are looking after these people, because they become the taxi drivers. They come along here, they probably aren't as interested in the sport, they know nothing about it, and yet they're prepared to give their time to see the children. Yeah, well done all of you. Which is really good. So just touching on your world refereeing career then, so you were telling me earlier about a spectacular thing that you came across in one of the championships? Well, this was in the World Championships, and there was a quarter-final match against between Japan and Azerbaijan. And this was unbelievable, probably one of the most spectacular matches I've had the privilege to referee, and it was between Matsushima from Japan and Rafael Agiev from Azerbaijan, who is current world champion. Yep. And for the very first time, I'd never seen this technique attempted, let alone score. And that was the so-called Sasorigeri. Sasorigeri is scorpion kick. The one that comes straight over the head. And it came over the top of Matsushima's head and hit Rafael Agiev. And I thought, for a moment, is there a 3rd person in this competition? It was just bizarre. Fantastic. But it was absolutely marvellous. It met the criteria. There's quite a bit of controversy about should it score, shouldn't it score. But actually, if you look at the criteria for Sanbon, and the referees have to do this, and remember the decision has to be instinctively, and the referee has to have support. And I was fortunate to be the referee, and one of the judges who was in the best position to be able to score also felt it met the criteria and scored Sanbon. That has actually created quite a bit of controversy, interestingly, around the world, and that's brilliant. Over 250,000 views of that. I was about to ask, can you actually see that anywhere? You can. It's on YouTube, and if you look at WKF Karate and you look at Matsushima and Agiev, or if you just simply put in their scorpion kick, it will come up, because
that's brilliant. And viewers, you'll be able to actually see the web address for the YouTube clip at the bottom of the screens now, so you can click and have a look at that. But therefore, just touching on what we're doing, MAaction.com, obviously trying to step a little bit more professional than YouTube. What's your take on what we're trying to achieve in martial arts?
I think this is an absolutely wonderful initiative. It's long overdue. Of course, it is incredibly expensive to try to bring this kind of quality to the viewers. We want to promote our sport. We want to see karate in particular become an Olympic sport.
Yes.
It is an Olympic sport, but it's not on the program.
No.
But with this sort of initiative, with the sort of support MA Action is providing, it's going to expose us to much more opportunity, and of course a valuable resource, which is sponsorships and the like that come along with that. So I absolutely applaud the initiative, and it's absolutely fantastic to be part of it.
Oh, thank you very much. And finally, what's next for Billy Brennan on your world tour of martial arts?
Well, it's a busy year. A couple of months ago, I was at the US Open in Las Vegas, which was fantastic. Then I went to Zurich for the European Championships, and at the end of July, I'm going to Australia, to Sydney for the Commonwealth Championships.
Oh, that's absolutely excellent. And Italy later in the year?
Potentially Italy, and we will have the World Championships later, which is in Malaysia in October. So fingers crossed I might be able to try and make it, but it's very expensive and I have to have deep pockets, of course.
Yep, even a
understanding wife.
Even a world referee has to fork out with deep pockets. Billy Brennan, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolute pleasure.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And this is Adrian Gardiner for MA News in Ipswich.